If you're an AD or a VFX artist or any kind of filmmaker really, you'll already know that Previz is essential to the filmmaking process. I mean, that could be the difference between a crew that's working like a well-oiled machine and a crew that's just burning through cash and not shooting anything meaningful because everyone in the crew was seeing a different film in their head. Hey guys, I'm Hriday and that's Richa. We've both been filmmakers for the past, 10, 15 years between the two of us, and also AI filmmakers for the last 3. We're super excited to show you what Richa's been working on for the last week or so. We both grew up geeking out on Marvel Previz, and today we are finally living in a time and age where we can actually have that sort of Previz for our own projects and our own films. What are we working on today, Richa?
So in today's video, we'll be talking about 5 approaches that you can take while doing Previz, depending on the time you have, the cost you want to spend, and the stage of project that you are in right now. We'll go from the least accurate to the most accurate. So I wanted to do a creature feature, so I chose a Godzilla-inspired film.
Actually, that's kind of cool that you chose Godzilla because generally Previz comes into play when you are doing these extensive action setups or very complex sequences. So let's just jump into the first workflow.
So this particular workflow is great if you're an AD or a director and you're still exploring what your film should look like and what the camera treatment should be. So I had my short breakdown, a rough one, cast and location ready.
Okay.
But I was still confused what treatment should I go for? Like whether it should be handheld, dolly, or a mixture of both.
So that's interesting. I'm sure a lot of directors would relate to that. So
Yeah.
what did you do? What was the workflow?
So I started with making an agent called the treatment agent, and I put in my locked cast sheet and locked location sheet. I also put in my rough 9-shot breakdown, which looked something like that.
That's pretty compelling. I'm quite excited to see what happens.
Yes. So once all of this information was put in the agent, I wanted to choose like a simple reference to video on scene dance. Now I wanted 2 generations. One was the dolly movement and one was the handheld movement. So we'll start by watching the dolly movement. It came out pretty nicely, and I think it just took like 5 minutes to do this.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's straight off the bat, I can see that it's getting the dolly treatment quite spot on, huh? This is pretty cool, and you said this took you like 5 minutes and 4 generations. That's crazy. Let's see the other one. What's the next one?
The next one is the handheld treatment.
Again, I'm seeing how this feels in handheld instantly. Trust me, if I was in your place, I would have just sat and tried to see every single treatment possible. Give me Steadicam, give me tripods, and let it all be static. I mean, I would have still be sitting there and trying every single possible outcome. I can see that this isn't accurate to your short breakdown though, but that doesn't matter because this was about exploring which treatment works and which doesn't, right?
Correct.
And this, you said, took you about what, 10 minutes in total?
10 minutes, 4 generations.
That's pretty crazy. So let me know one thing. If you had to rate this on certain parameters, let's say adherence to prompt or accuracy to what you wanted in terms of your short breakdown and your treatment, where would you rate this?
In terms of accuracy, it was pretty low, so I would just rate it like a 3.5, 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about speed?
This was pretty quick, like 9 on 10.
Okay. And cost?
I think it took me, this is like a cheaper workflow. So it took around $150 for a minute of this.
That's wild. Yeah. That is absolutely wild. So that was kind of fun, but what happens if the director I'm working with, maybe she has like a specific look and feel in mind, maybe she wants to adhere to her specific shot breakdown and does not want to budge on that. So what do we do then?
Then we basically go and lock our character into the exact location with the correct look and feel.
Okay.
So like for this particular film, I wanted like a desaturated gunmetal kind of a palette.
That looks pretty cool.
Yeah. So you basically put in your character and you lock a frame. Like I wanted certain low angles in some shots. So this is the frame that I finally locked, which would work as a reference for our whole 15-second shot. Yeah.
So you took the character sheet of Godzilla, you took the location sheet, you took the image that you had with Godzilla inside this location in the look that you wanted, and you gave it to Agent 1, and Agent 1 had your shot breakdown, and it spun a prompt to get us what we're going to see next.
Correct.
Okay, let's see it.
Yeah.
Already miles better, right? This was quite great. Why are we still trying, I don't know, 4 other methods? We can just send everybody home.
No, because it didn't adhere to the exact shot breakdown.
Okay.
Like this shot, correct. The claws had to come to the wall and it had to be a low angle frontal shot. This
Okay.
is just a random profile shot, which I absolutely don't like.
Directors get very stickly about things that they want, guys.
And in this exact shot, the beast had to emerge from the mist, and it was supposed to be a profile-ish close shot. This is a wide shot, which again doesn't work for me.
You know why producers hate working with directors? This is why. Right. So what would we rate this one at? Let me try and see. On speed, what would we rate this?
In speed, I will rate this around a 7.5 because there was a process of generating an image in between as compared to our previous workflow.
And that image itself, you possibly iterated a bunch on it, or?
Yeah, a few times, 7 to 8 times.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what would you rate it on accuracy to your treatment and shot breakdown that you had in your head?
I think a 6.
Okay.
Not bad, but
Okay.
yeah.
And what's the cost of this?
The cost of this was around similar, $150 to $175 for a minute.
That's still hella cheap. I mean, most likely this would have costed anyone around about 15,000 to any. It can just keep going upwards from there. I know people have spent $50,000, $100,000 on just Previz, and especially a sequences as crazy as this one. So $150 to $75. I mean, $175 is nothing. Yeah. What do you do next?
Now every film production usually or ad agency will have their storyboard ready to get more precision. So I did the same. So I asked the storyboard artist to sketch all the shots that I wanted. Using Agent 1, I made a 3x3 grid.
That's pretty crazy. So it already had your context on your shot breakdown, your lensing language. You were already putting in the character sheet, the location images. You had made that look and feel lock image where you had Godzilla in the location, in the lighting you wanted. And now you've added a full detailed storyboard sketch along for every single shot that you want. That's pretty crazy. I'm super excited to see what comes out. So while I did see the profile shot of Godzilla coming out of the smoke, the rest of it doesn't really seem like it's matched your shot breakdown or the stuff that you were talking about earlier either, right?
Slightly better, but definitely not there.
And that's quite funny because this particular workflow is something that I see everyone peddling on X or Instagram. Every time I open my phone, there's someone who's got that typical workflow where there's the storyboard at the bottom and the shots are playing on the top. You're telling me all that's lies?
Partially or mostly.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, this was like the 6th gen.
Okay.
In the first few gen, it was taking the sketch look and feel of the storyboard and putting that in the main generation. So that was pretty annoying initially.
So you had a bunch of iterations with Agent 1 and then you finally got to this.
Yeah.
Seems like a lot of work actually for something that doesn't get you where you need to be.
I mean, if somebody already has a storyboard sketch ready, they might just use it to basically test it, and with a lot of generation, they can make an edit.
Okay, so what I'm taking back from here is that while it is closer to what you want compared to, say, the earlier workflows that Richa tried without the storyboard, it still doesn't really get you the precision that you are looking for if you are someone who is as big a stickler as she is. So how do we rate this one then? Tell me, what would you rate this on speed?
I would rate this a 5.
Why?
Firstly, I have to wait for the storyboard artist to give all my sketches. Then a lot of reiteration happened because the sketch look and feel was being incorporated in the generation, which was pretty annoying.
Yeah, you said it took you about 6 generations to get here and you're not really happy with where you've gotten.
Yeah.
Okay, so a 5 on 10 on speed. What about accuracy?
I think accuracy is like 7 on 10.
And the previous one we were at about a 6.
Yeah.
Okay,
A little better.
Yeah, it's barely a jump for all the work that you've put in beyond
Yeah.
what you already had, right? And then finally, what is the cost on this?
The cost of this was again $150 to $175.
Oh.
This is minus your storyboard artist.
Of course, so effectively, what I'm hearing is that the first 3 methods that we just spoke about, all of them kind of fall in the same cost brackets.
Yeah.
This one's a little slower, a little better with accuracy, but not quite there yet. So Richa, what actually gets us over the line?
Our fourth workflow, which is my favorite workflow, and it is for all the hard workers. So this is basically your storyboard sketch,
Okay.
2 images, then to video, or you generate the image from scratch that you would usually do. I'll tell you how I arrived here. I asked Agent 1 to basically use GPT-2 to create many grids.
Okay.
So I have a lot of options. Then whichever one I liked, I handpicked those and asked Agent to create a final 3x3 grid.
And this is it.
Yeah.
This is pretty crazy. It's like super realistic. The look and feel's locked in. It looks like all of the shot. It like looks literally like the first frames of all the shot breakdown shots that you had shown to me earlier. But wait, this could actually be used. Okay, guys. So a lot of agencies have something called narratics, right? They could use all of these 9 frames, extract them from Agent 1, put them onto a timeline on like something like Premiere Pro, and put the narration of the shot on top of it, and you have your narratic ready in like, I don't know what, half a day?
I actually did that on Slate. So basically, I just asked Agent 1 to line them up on Slate so I didn't have to download each shot separately. Once they were lined up on Slate, I had full control over length, placement, and the audio. So I just uploaded my audio and it was good to go.
You want to just play that narrative for a second?
Yeah. Across the water, the surface pulls down. Something is rising from below. Spines break through. Water cascades from a massive back. A clawed hand grips the seawall. On the waterfront, pedestrians stop and look up. The ground shakes beneath them. A massive foot lands, the streets break through. A tail sweeps over the shore. People and broken pieces of the city fly into the air. Through the harbour mist, a face appears, horned and fanged, eyes lit from within. The beast roars. He walks into the city and begins to destroy.
Okay, so that's quite that is a narratic at the end of the day. But this was way quicker than anyone has ever made a narratic before, right? I mean,
Yeah.
how long does it usually take?
A week, like involving the storyboard artist. This took like half a day.
That's crazy. And what was the cost for something like this?
Hard guess.
$150 to $175.
No.
Then
This was under $50.
that's crazy. Under $50 is actually quite mad. I mean, normally an narratic would cost you anywhere from $500 to $1,000 to maybe even more. We had the images all locked into a grid. So before you took the side quest of making the narratic, I'm guessing you uploaded all these images along with your character sheet, along with your location sheet. Agent 1 already had your shot breakdown, your lensing language. So it spun it around and gave you this, right?
Yeah.
Let's watch it. Great. Richa, this is actually pretty much exactly what I saw in your short breakdown in the start, even your storyboard, and then obviously finally in your mood board that you created finally as well.
Yeah. The claw low angle shot is perfect here. The beast emerging out of mist, A1. Yeah. I'm pretty happy with this.
Yeah, even the look and feel looks spot on actually.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to reach here?
It took me a few iterations because since I am very hardcore on what I want, I think I took around like 5 to 6 generations to get exactly what I wanted to stitch them in an edit finally.
This is quite crazy, Richa. I mean, this is exactly what you had on your storyboard. The mags, the angles. We're there already, right? I mean, like you solved it.
Sure. I mean, mostly the look and feel is there, but I feel the camera movements can be.
I mean, now, like literally, we've gotten I've been sitting with you for the past, I don't know what, 85 workflows. You've told me that one more workflow will get you there.
There
one
is
more
scope to get better.
directors. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
So I have a solve for this.
Okay.
Basically, on your storyboard, your 3x3 grid, you can put on arrows and give directions on camera movement, and
that works?
yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
Like for example, in this first shot, I wanted left to right camera movement, and I drew that arrow. Let's see what comes in.
So you've just literally drawn across the frames as to what the camera movement is supposed to be.
Correct.
And then Agent 1 picks up on that and prompts for it as well to see it dance, and then apparently we get something with more accurate camera movement. Let's see it. That actually went exactly where you drew the arrow.
Yeah.
This is actually wild, Richa. I mean, like, This is actually directing at the end of the day. Like I can direct where the camera has to go. It's not guesswork, or is it some guesswork? Or is it like, did you go through multiple iterations? What happened?
Even in the second shot, as you see, I drew an arrow that goes upwards and you see the beast getting out of the water and the camera moves with it. So it is not guesswork, but it took some iterations to get where I wanted to.
Yeah, the camera movement is exactly like what you drew. Let's rate this one. On speed.
On speed, this was an 8 on 10.
On accuracy to what you wanted.
An 8.5 on 10.
And on cost?
Cost was around $175 to $200.
Oh, it's again staying in a similar range
Yeah.
at the end of the day. On accuracy, you gave it an 8.5. I'm a little confused because the whole idea was that this was supposed to be a workflow that got us to what you wanted. And it looks like you got what you wanted, so what's wrong?
I feel like I need more control over the edit pacing.
Okay.
And also some shots look kind of AI-ish, plasticky, and I want to get rid of that.
You do know that a Previz does not get released outside, right?
But why not?
Okay. So Richa, you're still not happy with what we've gotten till here. So what made you finally happy?
Basically putting 9 images as reference in one generation in Seed Dance. It was basically looking very plasticky, and I just wanted more control over the edit pacing.
Okay.
So instead of putting 9 shots, I basically split those 9 shots into 3 shots. And then I gave those 3 shots individually to Seed Dance.
So this is what we're going to be seeing is not your batch generations, but the entire thing stitched together.
Correct.
So one second. Drum roll, guys. Is this the final edit?
Yes.
Okay. Play it. I really feel like I'm sitting in the theater and watching this film. This is really sick. I mean, all the work you did put in actually comes. There's good reason for you to have put in all that extra work. But tell me, is this more expensive?
100%.
Because this actually looks like the final product for a second. Let's rate this, all right? So what would you rate this on time or speed?
Time, I would rate like a 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I had to split the images, and generating image, if we count the time of generating image, it takes some time basically.
Okay. And what about cost?
So it was around $1,500 to $2,000 per minute.
That seems like a hefty sum, but again, if you look back at what this would cost traditionally, again, $2,000 is not much in comparison. But having said that, I feel like what's interesting is that this particular workflow is only for people who are sticklers, who want the edit to actually be the final edit of the film. Probably like a VFX team who's making the previs for the action sequence in the film. Mm-hmm. But if you are a team of ADs just working with your director, you probably don't need to be spending $2,000 for the minute. All the other workflows that you saw before this could totally work, right?
For sure.
Let's finally get down to accuracy. I'm guessing this is a 10 on 10.
I would give it a 9.5 instead of... I'm just being honest.
And that's a wrap on today's deep dive into Previz, guys, where we went from the first workflow, which was the fastest, the least in effort, and the cheapest, to the last one, which took her the longest and was the most expensive. Pick and choose the one that suits you the best. I hope you guys learned a bunch. And if we did miss out on anything, please let us know in the comments. Maybe there's a workflow you guys know that we don't know yet. We love to keep learning. But that's it for now. That's us signing out. See you. You ever wondered why producers hate working with directors? This is why. Very obsession vibes I just got. What the